Welcome to Destiny Arrows show. It's so awesome to see you again, and we're looking forward to continue this conversation on parenting and being able to do a good job. And it's been exciting to hear some of your comments and questions you're asking. And today we're going to talk about very interesting conversations. We're going to be talking about what is a gift and how come children are gifts and what that does that look like. And then the other thing we're also going to talk about is why is it important for you to know your parenting style and very important areas in parenting. So, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Where are you at? What do you think about this parenting conversation?
You know what?
Yes.
I brought you a gift.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Awesome.
Yes.
Right. Okay. It's for mine.
Yes, it's yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Don't open it.
Don't open it. Okay. That's tempting.
Now,
yes.
This is a gift.
Yes.
Let me ask you.
Yes.
Do you know what is inside that box?
No, I don't.
You don't know the gift?
No, I don't.
By any way,
yes.
Did you determine what I was to gift you with?
Well, certainly not. I would have gotten a few ideas, but it's not my option.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, that is the same concept.
Okay.
You remember we read Psalms 127, verse 3, that children are a gift from God. That is exactly how God gives the parent the same way. You are the parent.
Yes. I receive a gift.
You receive a gift.
Okay.
From God.
Okay.
And the gift, according to Psalms 127, verse 3,
yes.
is the child.
Okay.
Now, one thing you should know is that you do not determine the nature of that gift, the
That's
size,
yes.
the kind.
Yes. True.
What you are given by God is only determined by Him. That is why He calls them gifts.
Gifts. Let me put it there.
Yeah. And don't forget it.
I will not forget it. Thank you very much.
Number 2.
Yes.
He actually gives you what He knows you need. I knew what you need. I looked at Ernest and thought, I think he needs this. And that is why I gave him that gift.
Wait, Anjane, wait. You're saying God in His strategy determines which children we get.
Yes.
And you never give somebody a gift because it's a problem.
Yes.
You're actually giving them. A gift is supposed to be something good, especially coming from God.
And note this.
Yes.
Because He actually knows
yes.
that you deserve it.
Yes.
You'll take care of it.
Yes.
You need it.
Yes.
And it is the right person I am giving. And note this. He can decide not to give you, a gift. You didn't know I'm bringing you a gift.
True. I was not under
So it is a surprise.
Yes.
So when you give that child,
yes.
that should be fixed in your mind.
Yes.
It is God who determines who to give the gift,
yes.
the nature of the gift, the size,
yes.
the condition of the gift.
Maybe even when the gift will come.
Yes. And the right time. When that is in you, when you understand that, then you appreciate that gift.
So, if that's very important, then we must answer the question, how do you take care of a gift?
How do you take care of a
because
gift?
If you're giving me this gift and I'm assuming you're not giving me to trash it.
Yes.
I'm supposed to take it, use it, make something of it. From what you read in Psalms, that means I also need to give direction. I need to ensure that this gift does reach its maximum potential.
Yes.
So in our case now, I don't know, what would be your first thought?
Let me tell you something, Annie.
Yes. One
day, I gave someone a gift.
Okay.
A beautiful handbag I loved.
Yes.
Oh my. And I thought I've given that. It was actually a handbag I loved. Okay. And I valued this person.
Yes.
I won't mention.
Don't,
but
please.
After some years,
yes,
I went to a friend's house.
Yes.
And found my handbag
Yes.
there.
Oh, okay.
And then I'm like, I thought I gave this handbag that I valued and loved to someone. Now I'm finding it
Somebody else.
in someone else's place. And I felt, okay, it is okay. It is okay. But now, I wondered, did this friend of mine really understand the value?
That you're approaching. Okay.
Did this friend of mine really understand
Yes.
that I gave the gift for her to take care of, to value it,
Not to give it away.
not to give it away?
Wait, so then how do you bring this conversation of gifts
Yes.
in matters children?
Now,
What are you?
you are the parent.
Yes.
The gift is there for you.
Okay.
But you feel it's not the right color, not the right size.
The gift is talking too much.
Yes. The gift is 1, not 7. The gift is, I don't know. But then, and then God looks for the gift and finds it not catered for. Now, I want to read for you. There's a verse in James 1 verse 7 that says that every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow of turning. That means God gives good gifts and perfect gifts.
Wait. Then it is important for me to, from what I'm hearing, that every parent should realize, regardless of how they think their child is problematic or has issues, that they have actually given as a gift.
Yes.
Maybe the challenge is how the parenting has been done. The blessing that is supposed to come out of this child doesn't.
Yes.
So maybe as a parent, were you given a good gift, and what are you doing to make sure that this gift is actually a blessing? Like, not thrown elsewhere or find it in somebody else's places. Are you taking care of that gift the way it's supposed to be? So what would you say that a parent might need to think about concerning taking care of a gift?
Yes. We find that you may be given more than one gift.
Okay.
Personally, I have 2 gifts. I call them gifts.
Okay.
A daughter and a son. And it is very interesting that these gifts are very different.
Yes.
Let me tell you something about the arrow.
Yes.
When the archer is crafting the arrow, the branch that makes the shaft, the feathers are very different. No arrow looks like the other.
So there's no room for comparison?
No.
Okay, interesting.
That's
so if
what
you are
we're
a parent and you're comparing your children, then we already have challenges.
Yes. Don't compare your children. One might be very okay academically. The other is very parallel. But what we are saying, consider each gift as a reward and is very good, because every gift from God is perfect and it is very good.
Let me go back to the arrow a bit and say, so every parent is like an archer and they're supposed to shoot.
Yes.
That means everyone must be able to know where's the mission here. They have a responsibility if we're taken care of. There's something that I found. I usually define 3 types of parenting. I say phases of parenting. One of the parenting styles that parents usually do is something that I like to call problem solver. You pick your child, the arrow, and you journey with them. You're like a helicopter. If you see them in trouble, you remove them. So you don't even allow them to figure out life, get to know what's happening. You don't let them even solve their own problems. So they grow knowing, if I'm ever in trouble, I just need to wait for my parents.
Mommy's
They'll come and solve my
here.
problem for me. What happens when they become teenagers and they go to high school? You're not there. So already, whatever you thought you're doing is already messed. The second one that I always find very interesting, I call them power shifter. They like to have power of their children. They say, look, if you can do it, I'll do it for you. Some parents who even do their homework for their children.
Wow.
And they're looking good. I mean, their grades are good, everything is good. But the problem is this: the day they will leave, they go to university, because they must look right, they were willing to bribe and do all those things. But there's a third option that I think is probably the best way. We call it powering parent. A parent who says, my child must figure out consequences.
Yes.
If they make a mistake, I'm going to make sure that they go through the pain, they understand what that looks like, so that the next time they'll ever have something. Make a mistake, they learn from it. The next time until they get to a place, I actually need to think for myself. I'm facing consequences and pain. So why am I facing them? So they make a small mistake, they learn from it, the parent allows.
Yes.
Let them go through the pain.
Yes.
But then over time, after 3-4 times, they're like, I think this is very painful. Why should I go through this? That's a parent who's empowering.
Yes.
So maybe a question would be, parents, which parent are you? Are you the parent who's, like a consultant, empowering, growing? Are you the power shifter? You want to make sure you make all the decisions for your children.
Yes.
Now, you're the type of parent who will say, you know what, I'll sort every problem that you have. I don't know. What do you think?
So, are you a problem
Solver?
Yes.
Solving all your problems for your children? Are you a power shifter?
Power shifter?
Yes.
Or are you a parent?
Who is powering?
Parent.
Who is powering? A powering parent.
A powering parent.
Yes.
PP.
Yes.
Powering parent.
We're going to go on a short break, and when we come back, we're going to be able to have more conversation on what are some of the things that are important as aspects of parenting. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to the show. I believe you have understood why children are gifts from the Lord. Now, we want to interact and ask ourselves, why or how do we take care of this gift? Anis.
Well, parents, every parent should know that this gift was actually meant to bring other gifts. It's supposed to be something that is continuing. So that I have custody of a child around 18 years.
Yes.
And I do a very good job. That if they'll ever have another child, they'll continue the same process. So generationally, that becomes a process.
Yes.
And there are stories. There's a story in Jeremiah, talks of someone called Rechabite. The Rechabites were Rechab was living during David's time. Yes. And over 200 years later, he had given his sons a commandment. And 200 years later, that commandment was being followed. In fact, God told Jeremiah, go to these guys and tell them to drink wine. And the Rechabite said, you go tell your God that our fathers told us we should never drink wine. We should stay in tent houses. Yes. 200 years later. Parent, have you ever thought that you can teach your child, and 200 years later, many generations later, the wisdom and the direction you gave is already continuing? Because you see, if you don't think about it that way, then we will not do a good job.
Yes.
We only think, they just grow, they go. They'll actually continue to live the very things. In fact, we usually say parent is either mentoring or tormentoring. Sometimes we should ask ourselves, by the way, do you think, you said you have 2 arrows.
Yes, I do.
Do you think you're mentoring or mentoring? What do you think?
I'm mentoring, yes.
What are ways you'd say that you've done it?
Okay. I teach them the godly way.
Okay.
Now, in the Bible, in Deuteronomy 6, down there, 6-7, God commands us that we should teach our children what we have learned. What, it was God commanding Moses that go tell the Israelites that what they have seen, the deliverance from Egypt, they should tell it to their children.
Yes.
Now, as they sat down with them, as they walked with them, as they slept in the morning, in the evening, that means all the time.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
So it's not just, I told you, do it, don't do it. It's like a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
Okay.
You walk together. When they are young, as teenagers, as adults, young adults.
Yes.
Let me ask you, Ernest.
Yes.
You have parents, I believe?
Yes.
I do also. And I believe that even today, your mom or your dad still calls you my child.
Yes. Yes. And they have a very bad name in our culture.
Yes.
Yes. The way they say it, it's like you're just a boy. You know. Yeah.
That's what we are saying.
Yes.
Walk with them in every age. But you have not answered my question.
Yes. Okay.
How do I take care of this gift that God has given me?
Well, there are certain areas
Yes.
that every parent, as you said in Deuteronomy 6, what are you doing as you're waking up, sleeping, all those things? There are 5 areas every parent must keen. Let me talk to the parents.
5.
5 areas you must keen. The first thing you must train your child is faith,
Faith.
their relationship with God. Because if they are a gift from the Lord,
Yes.
they can't run away from the gift giver. They must go back. They are sent to you as a gift, as a heritage from the Lord to do something. So they must have a relationship. Are you teaching children to walk with the Lord? Because most parents are so busy, they take their children to Sunday school. They're taken care of. They don't even come and ask them, what did you learn? Did it work? Did it not work? Second thing that I think is important.
Just a minute.
Yes.
Did you hear that? The first F. Faith.
Your relationship with God.
Yes.
They need to be taught how to pray, how to read the Bible, devotions.
Yes.
Without those things, in fact, we do devotions twice or thrice every week with my family. Because the research you did showed that 1,000 parents, only 10 are doing a devotion once a week. Are we even teaching a memory verse? Because how will these children grow? You know, so faith is very important. The second one is they need to respect family.
The second F. Family.
And family is,
Yes.
they must deliberately take responsibility to bless. Every child is supposed to be a gift, right? A blessing.
Yes.
Are you training your child to honor you, to take care of their sisters and brothers, their siblings?
Yes.
Are they taking care of the community? Because they have a physical family. They go to church. They have a spiritual family. What are they doing so that these children can actually mature in the right ways? Are they knowing how to do relationships? Selfishness to selflessness.
And just a minute.
Yes.
You know, there's something that pisses me off.
Yes.
You find that a parent is seated with a child.
Yes.
And they are discussing a neighbor.
Yes.
They are discussing an auntie with that child.
Yes.
That is very wrong. Because one thing you have done is that you have disconnected the relationship between the child, the way this child values this other person.
Yes.
Kindly stop that behavior.
Yes. In fact, remember the last show we mentioned that vision and values are very important things. The question I'd have, even as we're sharing about these 5 F's, do you have a vision for the faith of your child?
Yes.
That they will walk with the Lord even when they are older? Because if you do, you will invest in it.
Yes.
Do you want them to honor their siblings and take care of them? Because if that's important, you'll also make sure you're teaching them values, sharing, giving, taking care of each other. Because if you don't teach those things, they will grow thinking, you know what, it's not my responsibility. The third one to run them through is foundation. Are you teaching your children how to manage their time, their talent, and their treasure? Money. You see a lot of parents are like, oh, my baby is so small, they shouldn't learn about money.
You won't tell me I have to tell them about the account, how much I have in the account.
In fact, guess what? You should give them a job and pay them.
Oh, that looks like...
2 reasons. They start to learn early. Imagine a 7-year-old learning financial management. You'd think that's a very heavy concept. But they can budget. I'm going to use 20 shillings. I'm going to give offerings and a tithe. If that's relevant to your family. I'm going to save something. I'm going to be using. So they learn to say, if I have 100 shillings, it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4. What happens 6, 7 years later when they inform 2? They're going to be able to say, I don't use all my money for enjoying. I save some, I give some, I do those things. They will never learn those things.
Okay. That's a conversation that we need to have for an entire 1 hour.
In fact, we haven't even finished the other 2. Can I mention them at least?
Can't we do them in the next show?
Maybe we should.
We said the first one is faith.
Faith, your relationship
Family.
with God, family,
And
function. Foundation.
foundation.
Becoming a good steward. And maybe, as we conclude,
Yes.
one of the questions I like to ask parents, are you realizing that you have your child for around 18 years? And after those 18 years, this child is supposed to even, after a few, begin his own family. What legacy do you want them to have? Because if you think about what you want your children to become, you won't be told take them to church. You will not be told teach them to manage their time, treasure, talent. They will be employed. You want them to become effective. So the things you want, create a vision for your family and work backwards. Begin to teach them now.
So, what will you do with the God-given gift?
I can tell you this. As a parent, you're responsible for that gift. But you know what? We need to come to the conclusion of the show. Remember, questions, comments, things you want to know. Maybe you have some parents somewhere and they need a bit of wisdom. They need to have this conversation. We can come to where you are, but you can also reach us from from the numbers on the screen, and we can come and begin to have. Our takeout is, what will you do with the gift? Because you have a responsibility for the gift you're given. Remember, it's an arrow. It needs to hit a mission. This was an awesome show. I think we enjoyed. What will be your last words as we go?
It's all about shooting them their destiny.
Thank you very much. See you next time.